Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Frost and Fire. So last episode, we started to set up the new farm, and we are manufacturing new arms and armor for our people, which is a great way to keep us protected. First thing I want to do is to move the eggs that we have away from areas that might have predators for said eggs, you know, my pets. So I am putting my pets, keeping the pets away from the eggs. I guess the eggs where they were before was fine, but I'm going to have them even further. I'm going to allow the pets to move around the rest of the hallway more freely. So the unrestricted and restricted haulings will allow them in these hallways here. I don't want them going into the farms. I don't want them going into the farms because that might cause some problems. They might eat some eggs and the like. But I will allow them to traverse a little bit more freely than they were before. So, there we go. Updated some of the zoning there. And the pets inside. Now, I do see that my nutrient-based meals are running low. Usually when this happens, the storyteller sees fit to send me a bunch of insectoids. You know, some mega spiders, mega scarabs, and the like. So we'll see if that pattern continues to hold. I did get a few comments. One of them is from Shivaroo. Shivaroo mentions, would it not make sense for me to have a shelf in my throne room? And as you can see, I'm literally setting one up. To hold social impact items such as the coronet so that I can wear it during throne speeches. Yes, that is a great idea. So I will be setting that up immediately. Another thing I need to do for Raptor to have a prestige helmet is mine up a considerable amount of gold. As you can see, I think I'm actually out of gold fully. And in fact, the shelf that I was holding my gold on is now, it's now gone, and it's all plasteel. So I'm going to be setting up a shelf just for gold and set this one up just for plasteel. So paste, gold. There it is. We can make this important, not critical. That way, if I do need to move it around, I still have the ability to. But as you can see, my gold shelf is gone. Gabe is just mining some additional steel, and I want him to continue doing that because as much as I'd like the prestige helmet, not having steel to be able to reload my stuff would be dangerous, reckless, stupid, you name it, it would be that. So I'm going to make sure to get as much steel as I can, so that reloading is not, you know, going to cost me all of the steel that's left in my colony. Other little projects that I would like to work on. So let's finish off this healing enhancer and coagulator. But other projects I would like to work on next would be at least bionic eyes, one for each of everybody. That will improve their shooting. 2 bionic eyes would improve Raptor's research rate, but given how little research there's even left for me to do before spacefaring is researched, it might not be all that necessary to get him 2 bionic eyes. But normally 2 would benefit you. All right, JD, you are making the healing enhancer. That's good. This granite door is very, very, very slow to open. I'm going to replace it with a steel one. I don't like the inefficiencies of stone doors. They are just so slow. And it's beyond that. You can be in situations where you're trying to flee from something, and a slow opening door gets you killed. Now, to be fair, normally steel doors are very flammable and will burn. And this is a problem, except for here in Frost and Fire, where there's pretty much no ignition sources. You know, there's so little trees and other things that can be set on fire that there's not much of a worry about flammability. All right, so now that Gabe's done with this node of steel, I'm going to transition back over to the deep drill of gold. The basins here that were cotton, obviously I have an entire farm dedicated to cotton, so these 3 can be switched over from cotton to back to rice. And keeping an eye on my temperatures, it does seem like this room here, actually most of the base is climbing in temperature. Let's flick on some additional coolers up here. My farm is getting hotter than I'd like it to. Really everything is getting hotter than I'd like it to, so I am going to flick on a bunch. It is almost 200 degrees Fahrenheit, or, well, it's, you know, 92 Celsius. So it's peak summer, or just about peak summer. Right now we're in the middle of August, so that is about peak. And I need to make sure that my stuff doesn't decay. So this shelf is not for random grenades. It will be for apparel, noble, coronet, crown. Actually, just coronet, because that's what's required. So Phoenix here is just grinding up his plant skill so that we can have 2 farmers trying to harvest this cotton. A lot of it is going to waste, but at least attempts are being made. Okay, it's becoming a little bit more temperate here in the base. Another thing I could do is check the target temperature. Yeah, so the target temperature was hotter than it needed to be, or yeah, warmer than it needed to be. My target temperature is pretty much for all the coolers in the base should be maybe 60. Seems fine. It's definitely on the cooler side, but and probably we won't be able to keep the base at 60, but I'll attempt it anyway. So there we go. So this farm here is holding at about 62. The other farm at 74. A difference, of course, is the amount of coolers. There's 4 coolers in here, 3 coolers in here, and then this cooler. These coolers are just, I guess, struggling to keep up. I think in the long run, it will be fine. This is usually as hot as it will ever get. But my freezers are holding fast and staying steady. We're getting a decent amount of cloth. This is going to keep JD ridiculously busy in trying to process all that cloth into clothing. All right, Gabe, what are you working on? So we have the impressive construction that we protect for 33 more days. I'm not sure if Gabe is deep drilling yet. Oh yeah, he is. Okay. Great. So we're definitely going to want that gold. So the healing enhancer and coagulators are going to be for my brawlers, so that when they do get smashed up a little bit, we can put them back together quickly. Maverick just gave birth to gorilla pups, to 2 gorilla pups. I'm gonna have them stay inside, and I'm probably going to, oh, well, so here's the thing. The gorilla wool is what's really, really amazing for cold protection. Gorilla leather is just a generic sort of It's not. It doesn't have the insulation properties that gorilla wool does. So these two here, I think, are gonna get slaughtered. I mean, we just have to be brutally efficient in this series. There's not a lot of room for extra calories. I don't like the idea of, you know, just constantly slaughtering them, but I don't really see a good use for them unless it's to be gifting them out to neighbors, to allies. But I don't really, I don't know if they'd even care to get gorillas. So here I have them next to the butchery. There we go. Yeah, we're getting gold now. Making advanced components out of it. And it does, okay, go juice is done. Let's get crypto sleep caskets. It does net us, let's see, 39 meat and 22 leather. Obviously waiting until they have matured would be better, but of course the food cost of waiting for that maturity is a pretty high price, which is why I'm not waiting. And then we can use this gorilla leather, the 72 gorilla leather, to make tougher shirts or pants. It's sort of a sad thing to do to your pets, or the offspring of your pets, but it's just required. All right, let's move the advanced components down so that we finish up the coagulators and the healing enhancers. Now, there could be an argument to be made that now that I have 2 full farms, I could have more pets. But my pets really haven't supplied much in the way of aid to my colonies, other than their wool and chitin benefits. And wool and chitin alone isn't really a good reason to just have a whole bunch of pets. So, Gabe, you're overheating. Let me send you home. So, Bash and Phoenix, you are going to get healing enhancers installed. So 1 in your torso with real meds, go to the hospital. 1 in your torso with real meds, go to the hospital. I like to try to do my surgeries at night when they'd be sleeping anyway, so that they can sleep off the anesthesia. And my surgery success chance in a sterile hospital with vitals monitors and a hospital bed and all that are pretty high. I'm not that worried about failure here. So there's the healing enhancers, and it raises your natural healing rate by 50%, paired with a hospital bed that makes for very fast healing. Very, very fast healing. And then we're going to get the coagulators out, and the coagulators are going to allow us to reduce bleed rate, which is another really important thing for brawlers because they do get hit a lot. Oh, they're both up. And vomiting. Oh, and Maverick's stealing some food. So after we get the coagulators, I will rock 6 bionic eyes, 1 for each. And we'll just see what the storyteller throws at us, because, to be perfectly honest, sometimes he's nice, sometimes he's mean. Oh, here's the prestige helmet that we were going to make. We finally got enough gold for it. And this is going to have Raptor transition over from a coronet, which offers no facial protection whatsoever, to a helmet. Bash and Hippie divorced again. Is this really not meant to be? So, Bash told Hippie it would best to see other people. What other people? She's the only female that you know on this entire planet. The only other female that you knew is dead. Ex-wife, ex-lover? Oof, that's a lot of X's. Yeah, they're really not meant to be. All right, well, if they're not meant to be, I'm not going to force it, but I will give a little bit of a speech. I've been carefully eyeing my beer here to make sure that it doesn't fail its temperature checks. So far, it's been okay. Uninspiring. Great. So not only did we have a breakup, which now means Bash, you are going to be relegated to the X. I guess I sold my furniture. Okay. Well, Bash, that means you are going to be sent here. Let's try to have you make a good bed, though. I won't settle for a crummy bed. So I'm going to build a few beds down here and try to get Bash a better bed, comfortable bed. Not a normal, not a good, not a good. Well, you'll get there eventually, buddy. Construction 17, yeah. All right, there we go. Masterwork, perfect. That's the best possible quality that you could have made without an inspiration. So there it is. A masterwork bed for Bash. Eventually, we're going to have... I'm actually going to replace some of these heaters from the other bedrooms. Upon further analysis, it makes sense actually to have the inner bedrooms to have the double heaters and the outer bedrooms for single heaters. And the reason being is these inner bedrooms have double jade walls, so they're naturally more pretty. These outer bedrooms don't. But yeah, that's sort of edge case. Hippie, you are going to lose this statue to Bash because your bedroom's somewhat impressive, and now his is slightly impressive. Now all these bedrooms here are slightly impressive. All right. I like how the animals are pairing off like that. So Gabe's headed back to the gold, and I do want to get enough gold to have a healthy amount so that I can make advanced components, because right now I'm very, very, very low. Thank goodness for deep drilling. All right, Hippie's going to be a little upset about that breakup for kind of a while. The uninspiring speech definitely did not help. But one thing that I might be able to do is get her making small sculptures again. She has a burning passion in art, and it wouldn't be terrible to have some more trade goods to be able to sell or gift. Especially given my current relationship with the Royals, it's tragically, terribly low. And there's the Prestige Marine helmet. Excellent quality. Hey, Raptor. Oh, let's see. Raptor, in your... Let's clear force. In your royal assignments here for headgear, you are allowed... Prestige Marine, okay. So he should be going for it. Now, I'll just force it. Wow, he looks pretty interesting. But I like it. So this, of course, will raise his sharp resistance. The Marine helmet has really, really high sharp armor. And then, of course, the Prestige Recon has pretty high sharp armor. So he is a lot better protected than he once was when he was wearing all that frou-frou royal stuff. That doesn't really offer you much protection, so. And there's a coagulator, and we're going to work on one more coagulator. And there it is. You now could freely use Silver Drop. these are one of these psycasts, or not psycasts, these call aids. There's no reason to wait on them, right? Might as well use them the moment they come off cooldown. Same with a lot of the aid here. I don't have the other aid unlocked, but you know, if you have food or silver, those kind of psycasts, or aid casts, you might as well use them as soon as they're offered, because then you can maximize the amount of benefit that you get from them. Alright, I'm going to start setting up these heaters for the winter. I certainly don't need them right now, as it is 91 in that farm. I might want to add, not now, because the heat would shock my beer and ruin it, and it would also probably kill a bunch of plants, but I might want to think about adding some additional cooling, just overall, to my base, because it seems like in this summer here, it was very, very difficult to keep the rooms temperate. The freezers stayed fine enough. It's basically boiling out depending on atmospheric pressure. So my freezers are fine, but like the rest of the base is pretty uncomfortable. And it would be fairly easy to add some additional. I could do another chimney out here in this area, adding some coolers to this farm. I could add 2 more coolers to this farm right now, easily in this spot here, because there's 2 more slots for it. And then I could add some chimneys to this room here and add vents, or just simply, this right now is like a weird tomb, but like I could actually remove these doors and just add a bunch of additional cooling that comes down this way. And that's probably something I'm going to do once it becomes more temperate. If I did it right now, you know, it would introduce way too much heat into the base, and it would ruin the beer, and it would kill off the crops. So for those reasons, I'm going to wait. It does not look like I'm going to get another coagulator before sleep time. I think Bash and Phoenix are about to head to sleep. In fact, Raptor is as well. So let's get Bash a coagulator in his torso. Oh, where was he? Oh, he was really far away. I don't know what he was working on, but hopefully it was important. And then Phoenix will get the coagulator, his coagulator, you know, when it's done. So the coagulator here reduces bleed rate by 50%. So you bleed half as slow, and he heals, you know, 50% faster. So 2 very, very good things to have when you are a brawler. And you get wounded often. We have a wonderful psychic ship. Oh boy, look at that. 7 centipedes. A lancer, 2 lancers. Alright. Well, that's spicy. Mr. Gabe. I'm gonna have you switch to cowboy hat. And a sniper rifle. What I'm going to do is, I don't really want the psychic droner to ruin me, so I'm going to give all of my people the ability to snipe the psychic ship. So right now I'm going to have everybody stay fortified, because I don't want anyone going out near it, even though we wouldn't immediately engage it. Hippie, you are going to switch to a hat and sniper rifle. Phoenix just got an inspiration for creativity. He's not much of a crafter, so I might not worry about that too much. JD, you're going to do the same thing. And we're just going to start sniping them best we can. It does mean that Raptor is going to be in the wrong attire, unless I salvo. Well, I can't salvo yet. So Raptor, when you wake up, you're going to wear a duster, a hat, and a sniper rifle. So I'm going to have all 4 of my shooters be shooting. It does mean that Raptor will be unhappy with his incorrect attire. But let's get everybody nice and warm. Now, there is the alternative. I could shell it, or I could anti-grain it, but I think I'm fine just shooting it. So let's get rid of all the heat stroke. And I could also berserk one of the centipedes or Incendiary Lance. So there's a bunch of different options here, but... Alright, so there we go. We no longer have heat stroke. I'm just gonna have to keep an eye out on my temperature as I do this. Let's get a little closer. Just a little closer still. Opening salvo, let's try to take out the Lancers, because they have some sort of long range that we might not want. Actually, I'm gonna go for a slightly riskier Berserk initiation. As you can see, they started shooting at Raptor for it, but having the centipedes rip each other up works for me. And then we're gonna fall back towards the base if the Lancers are chasing me. That's an unarmed Lancer right there. One hand gone, one arm gone. Doesn't, you know, can only headbutt. And as you can see here, there's a pikeman. Pikemen have really good range, so I don't want to allow it to get too close to me. But these scythers will want to tangle, and I'm down for that. Good shooting. Let's head towards the door. Boom. Awesome. Bash, I'm sure, would like to contribute, or Phoenix. I'm going to have Phoenix hop on the mortars and set force target right here. If I can damage the ship part down to 50%, it will send all of those mechs to come attack me in my base, which is not so bad. So taking a look at heat, we don't have enough heat stroke for me to worry, even though it is literally boiling out. So the only thing I have to worry about is the pikemen getting cheeky shots, because that wouldn't be good. Good shooting. All right, let's back up before we get overwhelmed by these Lancers. Yep. Got away just in time. Oh, the pikes are looking at me. Let's try to get the pike real quick while it's not. It's half dead. Direct splash on a centipede. As you can see, even with the direct splash, mortars are very weak against mechs that are hard to crush, hard to blast. So it's a little dangerous to be firing, having, you know, firing at a pikeman in the open like this, because we're pretty vulnerable. But it's a risk I'm going to take. So now that they don't have a pikeman, they don't have anything that can outrange me. So as long as I'm careful, we're fine. A unique deal. I'll check that out. Nearby settlement wants 3 bionic hearts, and they are willing to offer me stuff. I might consider it. The amount of gold that they're offering is pretty good. Let's fall back. And pretty soon I'm going to return back to the base just to cool down and you know, as you can see, the moods of my attackers are pretty low here. So maybe one more cheeky shot. All right, and let's head back. My animals. Oh boy. Okay, let's restrict animal hauling. Keep them safer. And then I shelled them again. I don't know who got hit, or it doesn't look like any of them did. Okay, there we go. Man, it is hot. I'm gonna have them hold fire so that I can fire on demand. That's actually one of the things I should be doing all the time, which is having the mortars fully ready to fire, and then saying hold fire so that if I do need to launch a shell quickly, it's easy to do. All right. Everybody eat. Everybody calm down. I think that was the last of my smoke leaf. So in these 3, I'm going to make some smoke leaf. Smoke leaf has been pretty helpful in, like, sort of moderating moods, even if it does make you very useless in the short term. So Hippie, that art there, oh, it's only good quality, never mind. I was gonna say that art you can keep for your bedroom, but maybe if it was better quality. Well, we have more mech cleaning up to do. If I was really wise and wanted to super micromanage, working obviously during the night is a lot easier. It's cooler at night than during the day. So during the summers, if you wanted to sort of min-max your effort, you could obviously just restrict your guys to like a night owl schedule. That wouldn't be a terrible idea. Wow, Raptor, you're still going, huh? There you go. Go to sleep. All right. In the daytime, I'm going to allow everyone to eat fine meals. And that hopefully will raise the mood up a little bit so that they can go fight mechs. Because that psychic ship droner is only going to get worse with time. So if I don't attend to it soon, it's going to become a problem. Also looks like my rice amount is low. So it's another thing to consider is I'm probably going to want to plant some additional rice soon. For mood. Alright, so Hippie got a fine meal. Working a little bit on her passions. She's a little bit of a... She's sort of the worry for me. So I don't want her to have a mental break. Alright, all my shooters are ready to go. Let's get them back up here. It'd be nice if I got close enough for another berserk, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get close enough without being significantly shot by these mechs. I don't have invisibility. Raptor doesn't have a shield belt. There's an argument to be made that your Psycasters with shield belts are a little bit stronger because you can cast and not worry about immediately getting shot. But Raptor just happens to be obviously a shooter, not a brawler. Well, he's not really a shooter either. He doesn't have a passion for it, but I've been training him as a shooter, so it is what it is, right? I would feel a lot more comfortable if I got rid of the Lancers, as they are faster. But these 2 Lancers here don't even have guns, so it's just 1 Lancer that is the problem. The other 2 Lancers I've honestly just disarmed through accurate shooting. Because I don't mind jousting with these centipedes, because what I could do is I can actually damage the ship enough that... damage the ship enough that they all come attacking me and use my slug turrets back at home to finish them off. Now let's try to get that Lancer down. Done. That must have been... Oh, wow. We legged it to death. That's pretty unusual. I'm going to try for a berserk. A little risky, but it can always call in aid. And it worked. I snuck in there, dropped the berserk, and got out. Because it's a pretty good way to just kill a mechanoid for free. Because all the other mechs are going to attack it significantly. Now, at this point, they don't really have any good long range. As you can see, the charge blasters have a pretty limited range, so I can shoot them with relative safety. That's why I love sniper rifles. Pikemen definitely, when they were introduced, changed the mix a bit. Because pre-Pikemen, there was no way that mechs could outrange sniper rifles. Now, with Pikemen, they can, but Pikemen aren't very tough. Not like centipedes. Bash, there's literally nothing for you to do? Okay, then do nothing. It's a vacation. Now, at this point, I can either continue to slowly snipe down the mechs, which might take a while, or I could damage the ship chunk below 50%, triggering these centipedes to attack me. So I'm going to go... Whoa. I'm going to go the triggering 50% if I can. If these centipedes will allow me to get close enough. Because I don't want to be out here forever, and I will rely on my automated defenses for protecting me from these centipedes. And most of these centipedes are actually significantly damaged. So it shouldn't be that hard to take them down. How close are we? 57%? Yeah, I'm going to stay here until the job is done. Everybody else is idle. Phoenix and Bash don't even know what to do. Alright, so this should be the triggering 50%. No, maybe not. One more volley. Oh, maybe they're not glued to it. Sometimes with these ship chunks at 50%, they'll fully attack and commit. I guess this one has to be 0. How's my heat stroke? Part of me thinks just snipe them to death. Free shooting training, right? As long as Hippie or Gabe doesn't have mental breaks. That'd be the caveat. Another Senti down. And as long as you're cautious, patient, attentive, and micromanage well, these centipedes are never going to get a shot, right? Whoa, that must have been right to the artificial brain, yeah. That centipede wasn't that damaged, so the fact that it went down was good shooting. I will have to turn around soon, but we made some pretty good progress on that droner. And on the rest of these mechs. You know, we're down, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mechs? And then these two Lancers don't even count because they're unarmored. They're basically Scythers with no blades at this point. So last shots, and then we turn around. I want to get this centipede if possible before I go. Nope. And don't push your luck, because of course, heat stroke doesn't care. Neither does mental breaks, and Hippie's about to have one. So how many have I killed so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It was kind of a lot. There was definitely a lot of centipedes in that group there. And psychic suppression for pay. So I've left these two to be done because I'm busy. The psychic suppression for pay is probably not something I'm going to want to initiate. It's going to last 6 days. Yeah, I'm going to reject this just outright. So psychic suppression causes your consciousness to drop to 50%. And this will last for 6 days, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's not a site I have to attack or anything. It's just a 6-day psychic suppression. But that would render 5/6 of my colony relatively defenseless for 6 days, and that is super bad idea. The unique deal, however, I still might do for the LTEX stuff and the gold. So the LTEX stuff has resale value, and, well, gold I do need, so. All right, Mr. Phoenix, let's get you the coagulator you were due. Oh, no, not removing. Installing. And there's another egg. And here's a excellent statue for Hippie to have. Raptor's medicine just went up. And here's the little cornet. The Raptor is going to be complaining about count-specific clothing, but at a -4 and -4 only, it's a pretty minor thing to care about, considering you won't die of heat stroke. An Aurora. Nice. Little beauty. I like it. So once all my shooters are up and have eaten, I will continue the hunt. I'm also going to have Bash cook significant fine meals. So we're just waiting on JD now. There we go. Their moods look pretty good. The psychic droners that we're facing, of course, will eventually enact their toll if I'm not quick, because the droners, this ship out here, is only going to get worse. You know, it's right now it's low, but after a few days it will become medium and then high, and then, you know, we're going to get to a point where everybody in the colony goes crazy. That's something we want to avoid. All right, so this centipede is probably just a volley or two away from destruction. I'm hoping that I'll be able to wrap this up this episode, but it's possible that this will carry over a bit to the next. It's taking a while. Hey, Phoenix, let's have you try to bombard them a little bit more. Maybe I get lucky with a good hit, just to speed it up. Down goes another one. And, oh, you know what? Okay, so there's a mech. More mech hives coming in. There's a sizable cluster to the north. And there's a sizable cluster to the... Oh, God, this is a not insignificant amount. Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah, we're going to fall back behind the defenses before these mechs... They're all Scythers. Oh, jeez. Okay. 100%? Yeah, 100%. No. Yep, they're all... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right, here's what I want to do. I'm not going to have enough time because I'm out of time. This is going to be one heck of a cliffhanger, and I apologize for that. Just because I'm not going to be able to wrap this fight up in a reasonable amount of time. But what I am going to do is to have Bash bring weapons for my shooters. And then Phoenix here, you are going to load EMP shells. All my animals will stay inside. Actually, restricted hauling's fine for them because that's also an inside restriction. And all of my shooters should situate themselves on the wall here. Bash is bringing their weapons for a quick hot swap. And that is where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it with, how many Scythers is this? 17 plus 27 Scythers, I think. Something like that. I guess numbers would tell me. Yeah, 27 Scythers coming in to destroy my base. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. I do apologize for the cliffhanger, but I try to keep these episodes to roughly 45 minutes, and there's just simply no way I'm going to destroy 27 Scythers in, well, seconds. Or at least not without the use of my anti-grain warhead, which I don't think is necessary in this fight. Thank you all so very much for watching. I'll catch you next episode. Farewell.